Hey guys, it's Jackson Fulcher here, and welcome to the 700 subscriber video that I've been promising for a very long time, and I'm almost at 800, so I'm really bad at this. I'm sorry, vacation and end of summer stuff, I'm sorry, but here we are. I got my topic, and that would be more annoying movie-going experiences. If you remember, in 2014, I uploaded a video where I talked about 5 really bad movie-going experiences, Bears and Muppets Most Wanted being the worst of them. And I haven't gotten like a majorly bad one like Bears or Muppets Most Wanted ever since, but these are just really annoying, and if you could just work on them so you're not annoying in movie audiences, then that would be great. So let's start off with the movie A Million Ways to Die in the West. I saw this movie with my stepdad, and we were just sitting there, and all of a sudden these two guys come in, like right here-ish. So we're just sitting there, right? They haven't said anything yet, but then the movie starts, and throughout the movie they talked about how they felt what was going on screen. And that's fine if they were whispering, but they were not whispering. They're talking out loud as if they thought it was okay to. Like, no one else wants to hear your thoughts on the movie right now. Now I do talk to my family in the movie theaters, but it's usually, just a whisper. Just a whisper. You gotta whisper, because if you talk out loud, you're gonna annoy everyone. And even though what you're saying about the movie might be true, it's still annoying to hear it from you. It's like they didn't even try to whisper. It's like when the Doc Brown cameo scene from Back to the Future showed up in A Million Ways to Die in the West, and the guys back there, they were just like, that cameo wasn't as promising as I thought it would be. It's like, yeah, I know, but shut up. Like, really? Really? Next up, Transformers: Age of Extinction. Now, I saw this movie in an IMAX theater, completely packed. So, the movie's starting, and I should probably get this out of the way. I do have problems with bouncing my leg whenever I'm anxious or anything like that. Sometimes I don't even know I'm doing it and my leg is bouncing. Now, the guy who I was sitting next to actually spoke to me about it, and he said, could you please stop bouncing your leg? And I was like, oh yes sir, I'm sorry, I apologized, and now we were good. Until almost every end of an action scene in Transformers: Age of Extinction, he went, whoa! Huh? Alright, sir, I apologize to you for bouncing my leg and annoying you. I apologized, I did the right thing, and I felt really bad about it. But now you're doing this? Just completely destroyed the respect that I kinda had to you as the person sitting next to me and asking me politely to stop bouncing my leg instead of being a complete douche about it. Now you're doing this. Woo! Doesn't even help that the action scenes weren't even that great every single time. They just kind of ended the same way most Michael Bay action scenes do, but even though that happened, he was just like, whoa! Shut up! Next up, The Maze Runner. Now, this is a young adult book turned into a movie, so of course there's gonna be some teenagers there. And that's fine. Throughout the movie, I could barely hear them, and that's fine. But it's what happened before. The trailers were playing, and we're just sitting there. We're all waiting. It's like brand new movie theater seats too. Like, this was the first movie I saw where Regal actually had recliner seats now, and that was relaxing. So in order to create this new tradition of going to Regal more often because of reclining seats, these teenage girls in the front row decided to ruin the trailers. Like, just talking, like when the Mockingjay Part 1 trailer came up, they were like, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god! Like freaking out like most people do with Hunger Games, and as I mentioned, I'm a fan of the Hunger Games series. I don't think it's amazing, I don't think it's as good as Harry Potter, but I like them. But these guys just really overreacted, like, oh my god, Hunger Games, you might not see that, look, it's Gale! Oh, and of course, when the Ouija trailer came up, the horror movie Ouija, that I heard is not scary whatsoever, one of the girls literally ran out of the theater, making a big scene. I'm not kidding. All of a sudden, the Ouija trailer plays, and it looked creepy, so one of the girls in the front row got out of her seat and ran out the theater, while the other girls are laughing like, oh my gosh, she got scared. Look, if you're scared, just cover your eyes. Or, if you really wanted to leave the theater, do it slowly. Not, ah! Just, calmly, push back up your seat and just walk out of the theater. You didn't have to do that. And then she comes back and the girls are still laughing and everyone's just kind of listening to them laugh. we should probably be watching the trailers and respecting each other, but I guess not. Alright, so Gone Girl. This one isn't as bad as the others, but I gotta mention this. I was there in the really awkward theater because me and my sister were the only teenagers there. Everyone else was either middle-aged or senior citizens, so that was kind of awkward. Especially in a really R-rated David Fincher movie. But all of a sudden, there's a segment of this movie plays where there's this news person or some kind of TV person, and the old man sitting next to me, he was good for the most part until he started saying, Is that Reese Witherspoon? That's Reese Witherspoon. No, that is Reese Witherspoon. I saw her name in the credits. That's Reese Witherspoon. Dude, alright, if you think it's Reese Witherspoon, fine. Keep it to yourself or just whisper it. He was not whispering it. He leaned over and talked as loud as he could. Also, were you not reading the credits? It was Reese Witherspoon as producer, right? Because Reese Witherspoon did produce Gone Girl, so of course if her name did show up in the credits, then it would be as a producer. Or maybe her name wasn't even in the credits and this guy was just losing his mind, and because of that I'm starting to lose my mind. But then after that he stopped talking and it was fine. Now, take 3 in. This January, I mentioned this in my review, and I gotta bring it up again. The lady sitting next to me got way too into the movie by going like, like in there, like in the last 10 minutes of the movie, she really got into this movie, and for that, I don't know why, because it sucks. But when, spoiler alert for Taken 3, who cares, Liam Neeson finally takes out the bad guy, she goes, yes! That was not thrilling whatsoever. It did not pay off because the movie sucks. Yet, you go, yes. Yeah, I could have let that pass if we were in an actual good movie. I would have been like, yeah, you didn't have to say that out loud, but I can understand. This movie's good. Taken 3 is not a good movie whatsoever. Walking out of Taken 3, hearing everyone say, that was actually pretty good. No, it's not. It's not. So hearing her say yes at a movie that's complete trash is sickening. Next, Insurgent, another young adult book made into a movie. Sequel to Divergent, by the way. And at first I was like, you know what? It's not that annoying in here. You know, it's a smaller theater. There's not that many people in here. Okay, I think I can get into this. Then 2 teenage girls came in right behind me and started like you know, giggling like most teenage girls do, and, you know, talking out loud, you know. You could even see the light of their phone. If you turned around, you could see them, like, doing that and stuff. Even when the trailers were starting, you could still turn around, and you'd see the light. If you want to bring your phone to the movie theater, okay, just make sure you silence it or turn it off, put it away as soon as the trailers start. If you want to have it out during the first look stuff where they show stuff before the movie, unless you guys don't have that. Don't you? I'm pretty sure everyone has that. But if you want to bring your phone out during that time, fine. But when the trailers are starting, turn it off. These girls did not turn it off, and they kept talking, like, reacting to the trailers as if we all care. But we don't. Alright, so, Paul Blart, Mall Cop, Dose. Here's what happened. I'm there, and there's, like, the senior citizen couple, like, way behind me, like, you can hear them, you know, old people bickering stuff, and at first I kind of thought that was funny, because, you know, old people bickering, that's hilarious. The thing is, they stopped. They weren't what was annoying. In fact, a group of guys came in, and they were talking at first, and I was like, oh no, it's not these people, but they weren't annoying either. They stopped talking. They were whispering. So, how could I find this annoying? A family walks in, very, very young children, and they sit right in front of me. I've said this before, and I will say it again. Don't bring very young children to the movie theaters unless you're going to have them under control. If you're going to let them talk out loud and say whatever they want, take them out. Because during the trailers playing, these kids would not shut their trap. Especially during the trailer for Hotel Transylvania 2. It's like the first teaser trailer for the movie, whatever. And all of a sudden, this kid turns to his mom and says, "What's that movie? Mom, what's that movie?" Do you not know how to read, kid? It says Hotel Transylvania 2. Clearly, it's a sequel to Hotel Transylvania. And if you really don't know that much about it, shut up. Or whisper it. The mom didn't even silence him at first. It was just, Mom, what's that movie? Mom, what's that movie? Shh. You could have done that before he even said it again, lady. You could have put duct tape over his mouth so he wouldn't have to speak ever again. That way I could watch it in peace. Oh wait, I can't watch Paul Blart in peace. That movie sucks. And throughout the movie, constant giggles from those little children. As soon as Kevin James fell down, laugh. As soon as he fell down again, laugh. As soon as he got hit by something and fell down, laugh. He got kicked by a horse, laugh. Fighting a bird, laugh. It's not funny. Alright, so this is gonna end it off. I'm sorry none of these stories are as interesting as Muppets Most Wanted or the Bear story. It's just, I haven't really had one as terrible as those two. But here we go. Minions. Now I should probably clarify. When I saw Penguins of Madagascar in 2014, I was like, oh man, there's so many kids in this theater, it's gonna suck. But to my surprise, I wasn't annoyed. Like, they barely spoke. And then Cinderella, this year. There was a bunch of kids. In fact, there was one girl dressed up as Cinderella. I was like, oh no, not this crowd. But they weren't annoying. So I thought to myself, wait, is this where family movies are actually gonna have good audience members even if they're kids? Oh my god. And then Minions happened. Here's the story. My sister and my grandfather and I went to the movies to see Minions. Now, we went there a little bit early. Like, the lights were still shining bright, you know, there were only a couple people there, like 20 minutes till the movie starts, and we're sitting there, and I see a couple people walk in. It's like, these aren't little kids, though. These are like, oh my gosh, this isn't gonna be annoying. Then all of a sudden, it happened. Like, out of nowhere. A line of young kids walk into the theater and go to their seats, all talking. Yeah. And as soon as they sat down, still talking. And even when they're still talking, more kids were entering the theater and still talking. If you want to talk in a movie theater, I'm going to say it again, whisper, or talk in a very, very low voice that isn't a whisper but can still be considered as a whisper. These kids apparently have never been told, hey, when you're in a movie theater, you gotta be quiet. Apparently, the parents are just like, we're going to the movies, and if you want to talk out loud, alright, cool. Like, have control over these young little kids who are going to annoy a lot of people in this theater. Like, when I saw Pixels, yeah, I'm referencing Pixels, there are a group of young, like, maybe 12-year-old boys seeing Pixels, and they were, like, farther away from me, but I could still hear them talking. But as soon as the movie started, they actually stopped talking. They were probably whispering then. Plus, when they were talking during the trailers, it actually wasn't so loud that everyone in the theater could hear. It was actually, like, at a very low voice. It wasn't a whisper, but at least they weren't yelling. So even though I was a little annoyed at those kids, I respect them for actually talking in a low voice during the trailers when everyone's probably trying to watch the trailers, and for actually probably whispering to each other when the movie was playing. So thank you. Thank you for not being like Minions. Because those kids, every time a Minion fell down, or a Minion punched something in the face, laugh, laugh, laugh. Oh, and the trailers, whenever they played that Secret Life of Pets thing from Illumination, whatever, they were laughing their butts off because Pets doing crazy stuff. So guys, those are more of my most annoying movie-going experiences. Sorry they're not as crazy or wild as Muppets Most Wanted or Bears, but I just did it because someone suggested I did, and I was like, hey, you know what? I can do that. And leave suggestions for the 800 subscriber video, because that's going to be coming soon, because I've almost hit 800. Can you believe it, guys? The channel is growing, like, every day, and I thank you so much. Never in my life would I thought my subscriber count would grow each day. I thought, like, maybe once a week, but no, you guys have turned my channel into something awesome. So, thank you so much for taking a chance with me, for watching my stuff. I really appreciate it. But list some of your most annoying movie-going experiences in the comments below. That's right, it's your turn. Tell a story of your own. And as always, thank you guys for watching. Make sure to subscribe. I'm Jackson Fulcher. See you guys next time.